Hi everyone and welcome to Fubzy's Tank Academy, the series where we look at the basics of the game that once you understand them and put them into practice in your games will allow you to have a yellow slash green game pretty much every time. So what we're going to be looking at today, well I thought today we'd have a look at the spotting mechanism in the game. It's quite an easy one to understand really, but as you can see we're here in the AMX 1390 in a tier 10 battle. And we're going to have a look, see if we can explain this spotting mechanism to you a little bit. Okay, so first thing to remember is you need to be out of sight of other players. So we knock over a tree there, and that's just because I wanted to have a second spotting location. And by putting that tree there, it just kind of makes that bush a little bit bigger. I was originally going to use that bush to the left, but then I decided I'd start with this one. And that's just so that if I do decide to shoot at someone, maybe to take a gun out of the game, that I can then fall back, become unspotted, and then reappear at the other bush. Just purely that if anyone tries to blind shoot, then I've already moved. So as you can see here, we're sat on the other side of the bush to where the enemy will be. As long as you get that white outline when you look from the other side of the bush and you can't actually see your tank, then you shouldn't be spotted. The only way they'll spot you is when they get very, very close. The other thing to remember is, when you're in a scout tank, like I am here, you've got a nice big view range, so you can spot at the maximum of your range. You don't have to spot close up. And again, this just helps because if you're spotting heavy tanks, generally, they will have quite a short view range. So sometimes you can even get away with shooting them and they can't see you anyway. Now as you can see, most of our team has gone down the western flank here, and most of the enemy team, it appears, have coming down the eastern flank. So I'm starting to make my way over now, picking bushes that I want to go and use as cover to allow me to spot all of those for our artillery, our tank destroyers, and anyone that comes back onto the hill. So we pick up a nice bush here. If you can see how I've turned my tank, so I've got my rear of my tank to the enemy. This is so that if I do need to run away, I can do so quickly. I haven't got to mess about turning around or reversing slowly. Now I can see the base from here. I can spot anything that goes into the base. And now it's just a case of watching the minimap. Watching what's happening to the north. Watching what's happening to that southeastern corner there. And then once targets start to pop up, you can press your T key to ask for fire on that particular target, or you can reassign this. I like to use the middle mouse wheel just because it's simple. And then again, it's just keeping an eye, keeping everything lit up. If you were to fire now, chances are the Object 140 or the T54 there would spot you. So it's important not to fire unless you're going to fire and run away, or you're going to fire maybe to take a gun out of the game and then run away and relocate. So as you can see, I'm holding my fire because I don't want to be spotted. I'm being aware now of where that Object 140 is going on the minimap, because if he gets too close, there is a chance that he could spot us. Still keeping the ST1 lit up, and now the IS8's there as well, and we can keep him lit up for the team. And again, it's just watching that minimap. Where's the Object 140? What's he doing? Is he going to be coming around the corner? Am I going to need to engage him? Am I going to need to move so that I don't get shot to hell by every enemy tank that's got a line of sight onto me? You know, I'm lining up shots there onto his lower plate or onto his track so I can hold him in place. But again, unless I really need to take the shot, then I'm not going to. He's already tracked. The artillery will already be aiming in on him. So it's just a waiting game really, be patient. Don't forget, all the time that you're spotting, you're getting half of their XP, of the people that shoot for you. You're getting half of their credits, and it's costing you nothing. So you're getting money for nothing. Starting to push forward now, there's only the one tank left at the back there. I'm sure they can deal with him. So I'm starting to push forward. I wanted to get over towards this bat chat just in case our bat chat has to reload, so I could get over there to bail him out, but the E75 helps out there as well. So now I decided we'll push north and see if we can spot for them. And then we spot that one down south. And I figured nothing spotted yet up north. Let's go back and just make doubly sure that we protect the base first. So heading back. He dies. And now to turn and go back north again. Now the only tank we really need to worry about at the minute is that AMX 1390. Once that one's out the game, we can just spot them from the very far limits of our view range and allow the artillery to kill them off, or allow our other tanks to shoot them. Also with our mobility we can start to take shots and then just run away and relocate. So the game now is massively in our favour. All we need to do is take out that 1390. So we go in, and as you can see the Jagdpanzer E100 there, very low health, so I decide get in and take him out the game. I'm trying to get alongside or behind him. I don't want to attack from the front because that's just suicide. I managed to get him behind. Fortunately there my shot, sorry, the shot from the T30 was eaten by my tracks, because that could have been quite nasty. And now I'm not overly worried by the T30. I know he's spotted. I know the artillery is going to be looking at him, the E75, the FV215B. So really I'm just waiting for them to take him out, and sure enough, there they do. So that leaves us now with two tanks, the 1390 that was running off towards what we call the Forest of Noobs, and the E75. So start moving over, see if we can get anything into the E75. Again, we're going to have to go onto his sides or rear really, and as you can see the bat chat is just absolutely eating him up, so it's pointless even going that way. He's going to be dead very quickly, and sure enough there he is. So that leaves us with one enemy tank remaining. Now he could be going to our base, he could be coming back to defend his, so again it's time to pick up a nice bush where we can spot. Now by doing so within the cap circle we cause him a problem. He needs to come back if he wants to really have a chance at winning the game and stop us from capping. Now sure enough he could just go running off and try and get himself some extra damage in, maybe by looking for the artillery, and as you can see in the chat there, that's what our guys are worrying about. They're trying to organise that if he does come that way, that the bat chat's there, that the other bat chat arty's now lining up at K2, and that leaves me and the FV up in their cap circle. This is the awkward bit. It's a waiting game. Again, I've only got 4 out of my 6 shots, so I could have reloaded, but then I would have been stuck. And there he is, he pops up. Now, unfortunately, he gets the first shot in and takes out my gunner. Then I hit the dead tank, so I had a bit of a nightmare with my gunnery there. But I do manage to get a few points of damage out of him. I managed to put in 743 damage there. So I picked up a green WN8 score, and that's before you even add on any spotting. That's just pure damage. Now it's pretty much going to be game over for him there, as you can see. The FV manages to miss a shot from all of 3 yards, but hey ho, it happens sometimes. He's got a damage gun as well, so that probably didn't help. And now it's just really a case of mopping up, finding that last one, taking him out of the game, and as you can see here, the bat chat more than willing to oblige him with that, as he dashes in and picks up his second kill of the game. So, spotting. What can we take from this? Make sure that when you're behind a bush, that you're only seeing the white outline of your tank. Do not shoot, because it will give away your position. If you want to shoot, the key thing is to reverse until the bush goes solid in front of you, rather than being transparent and see-through. And then when you shoot, there's a much better chance of you not being spotted. But if you want to play as a pure spotter, which is what we were trying here, then your best bet is just don't shoot. Be passive. So, onto the post-game stats. Just pull those up for you. We have got just shy of 4,000 spotting damage, 0 from tracking, all from spotting. 786 damage caused by ourselves. 6 tanks that we caused spotting damage for. We picked up the spotter badge. We were 4th highest on XP despite the small amount of damage caused by ourselves. 6 shots fired, 5 hit, 4 penetrate, 1,500 for the resupply cost of ammunition, 27,602 profit. Base XP of 839, adding in a premium and daily double, 2,516. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'd like to recommend that you also check out Oinked and Sir Havoc's YouTube channels. I will put the link for you in the descriptions below. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I'd like to bring you more of these, and your interest shows me that it's worth doing. So, ciao for now. See you soon.